The first Cardinal Archbishop of Boston was Cardinal William O'Connell, who had a vision of Brighton being a new Rome. And he saw on every hilltop in Brighton a different Catholic edifice. And this monastery was one of those. But these old buildings, if you don't keep them up on a regular basis, they can go in disrepair awfully quick.
We started this project in technically 2015 and spent the first 2 years working with the neighborhood and the city on figuring out what would be built here, how we would renovate the existing buildings and the new buildings.
We were brought in back in 2016 when the clients were planning on restoring the monastery, which is a City of Boston landmark building. And at that time, the plan had been to demolish the church. Then in the course of a lot of the community meetings, there was a lot of momentum for keeping the church.
One of the hardest things to figure out first with these buildings is how to reuse them. Where we landed may seem the obvious spot to land in terms of turning a monastery into an apartment building and turning a church into an amenity space. There was a lot of iteration and discovery to figure out how to best use these buildings in a way that kind of balanced preservation and then the kind of new use that was going into it.
I would be at awe just walking to the church during construction, because I remember seeing it its last days with water pouring through the roof, plaster shearing off the wall. And I said, there's no way they can save this building. And being part of the project and walking to it on a regular basis, you just got new respect for these craftsmen. You know, he thought this type of craft was dead and gone.
On projects like this, we often bring in the craftspeople during the design. They know it's possible, they know it's not possible. It's a different kind of collaboration on a project like this than you have in new construction, where you specify the product and anybody can kind of build it. Here, a lot of it really is foreseeing what some of the difficulties will be and what some of the unknowns might be that you think you might find.
The spaces are used all the time now. You know, we're over 90% leased. All day there's activity. The conference rooms are booked, coffee stations, people are always sitting down, hanging out. There's just always a buzz. The first reaction is always, wow, this is incredible. It's just this gorgeous artwork that you're just stunned by. You go to other apartment complexes in Boston and a lot of them are the same. Everybody has super nice amenities and super nice apartments and backsplashes and granite countertops. It's all the same, right? We all have that. So when you walk into something where there's stained glass, nobody else has that. It really sets us apart.
Cabot, and Forbes was very respectful. They themselves took the trip out when we were having services and came into the shrine and introduced themselves. And they also invested doing some work in the shrine for us as well, which was really badly needed. It turned out to be a blessing. There was no way, other than the private developer, being able to put this kind of money into this property, that you would have brought it back to where it is today. It's kind of a sacred space, so I think in a sense it's maintained its sacredness, maybe in a secular sense, but I think it's still there. I couldn't say enough about what they did and how they put this project together.
You don't get this in any other project, and I think it just is something cool and interesting and unique. This is a good opportunity to differentiate ourselves with cool, interesting spaces, and there's a story behind it. I think the best part is that there's something authentic to what we have here.